Hey guys, I want to start off by apologizing that I didn't upload a video yesterday on Monday, and that's because I'm a little sick. You can probably hear it in my voice. I was not feeling very well yesterday, but today is a new day, so I'm feeling a little bit better. Let's get started. Alright guys, so as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be telling you what you get with a $60,000 Camaro, because to some people that seems like a lot of money for a Camaro. You know, for a car like this, you could get a lot of things for 60 grand. Sorry, my voice. But I'm going to be telling you my reasons why I think this Camaro is worth the $60,000 that it cost when it was brand new. Now I'm just kind of going off the top of my head a little bit, so I could be wrong on a couple of things, but the first thing that you get with this Camaro is the MPP dual valve exhaust system, which opens up above 3,000 RPMs. And the ZL1, I believe, was the first Camaro to have this exhaust system, along with the 1LE. But I think, you know, the 1LE derived its parts from the ZL1, so I think the ZL1 came first. So this was the first Camaro with a dual exhaust system. And the second thing, carbon fiber. You have the carbon fiber options for the hood scoop. Mine's actually painted over matte black, but you have the option to have it bare carbon fiber. And number 3, of course, with the top of the line Camaro, you get leather, and with this particular model you get suede, and you do have options for suede steering wheel and shift knob. Mine are leather, but other than that, it's either leather or suede, and it's very nice and very comfortable, and you feel like you're in a very nice car. The seats are very comfortable. And of course, I can't forget about the 580 horsepower supercharged LSA engine. This is the first supercharged Camaro that Chevy has ever made, to my knowledge. This ZL1 also features the biggest wheels and tires put on a stock Camaro, to my knowledge. There are 20 by 10s in the front and 20 by 11s in the rear. I think the SS wheels were something like 9.5 and 10.5, so these are a little bit wider. It's got a 305 and tire in the back and 285. And another option I think is pretty cool is that the speedometer goes up to 200 miles an hour. Going off the top of my head, I think the stock SS goes up to 160 or 180. Can't be too sure. But 200 on the dash is something cool to look at. One of the biggest things with the ZL1 has got to be the magnetic ride control. It performs phenomenally. When you're in the touring mode, it's nice and smooth and calm, and when you're in the sport mode, you can feel every bump and every crack, and depending on what mood you're in, it's a good option to have. And another big thing with the ZL1 is obviously the styling. They didn't change a whole lot, but they added a lot of subtle things. But one of the biggest things is obviously the front bumper, with this new huge front splitter on it. Makes it a lot more aggressive and mean looking. It looks good, and I'm sure it has a performance purpose as well. But they didn't really change much other than that. Plus the hood, you know, that's a big thing. another thing that may not be commonly known with the ZL1, but you actually have electric assisted steering. So in a way, I think it's similar to Lamborghini's dynamic steering. I've ridden in an SV Aventador with dynamic steering, and I think it's pretty similar. You know, it's sort of heavy, but then it becomes light. You can kind of feel when it's kicking in, I guess you could say, and it's very nimble. You can shoot around very quickly, very agile, and very responsive. And also, with bigger horsepower and a bigger, heavier car, you gotta have bigger brakes. And on the ZL1, you have big Brembo brakes, which I have to say work pretty well. They're very firm and responsive. Alright guys, I think that about sums it up. All in all, I think the ZL1, even new, was a pretty good bargain at 60 grand, and an even bigger bargain at the used prices that they're going for right now. With the big horsepower and nice suede interior and luxury, and you get a good feel, you know, when you're driving this car. It feels good. It feels like you're in a very nice car. It doesn't feel cheap like the other Camaro models. You still have, you know, the plastic and some stuff everywhere, but it's still a lot nicer, and I think it still kind of fits with that, you know, muscle car. You know, doesn't really care what the interior, you know, is like. You know, you got the big engine, and that's really all that matters. But all in all, so far,